Good morning. I am Dr. Shailaja, Assistant Professor of Chemistry of the Standard Fireworks Rajaratnam College for Women, Sivagasi. Today I am going to discuss about a very important compound in chemistry, carbon monoxide. Generally, carbon monoxide is not given very importance during our research work, but this is very important in my perspective, as this is also called as an invisible killer. So, we should be very cautious wherever we use this carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide chemical formula is CO, and it is an odorless, colorless and a tasteless gas. And the chemical formula, it has one oxygen atom, one carbon atom, and they are attached together with a triple bond. Here one is a sigma bond, one is a covalent bond, the other one is a dative covalent bond. The atomic number of carbon is 6. Therefore, the electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2 and 2p2. We know that an s orbital can hold 2 electrons and a p orbital can hold a maximum of 6 electrons. But here carbon is having only 2 electrons in the outermost p orbital, and therefore it is in need of 4 more electrons to complete its shell. Similarly, the atomic number of oxygen is 8. Therefore, the electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2 and 2p4, and as I said previously, p orbital can hold a maximum of 6 electrons, therefore it is in need of 2 more electrons to complete the shell. And now I have given a diagram, by the Venn diagram by the side you can see that the carbon is sharing 2 of its electron and oxygen is sharing 4 of its electrons, which is given as the red dots. And when we move on to the preparation of carbon monoxide is generally formed by the incomplete combustion of carbon. And then if there is surplus supply of oxygen, carbon monoxide will be immediately converted into carbon dioxide. And this is the preparation of carbon monoxide in the laboratory. Here a round bottom flask is taken and oxalic acid crystals are added into the round bottom flask, and concentrated sulfuric acid is added through the Kissel funnel and it is heated. The carbon monoxide so formed is collected in the jar by the downward displacement of the water. Source of formation of carbon dioxide is the burning of natural gas, kerosene and wood. Apart from that, man-made sources also produce carbon monoxide. Factory combustion, then combustion of fossil fuels, and then power plants and vehicular exhaust also produce carbon monoxide, and factory exhaust release a lot of carbon monoxide. The carbon monoxide sources in a home includes a car in a garage and then a power generator and all other things which I mentioned in this figure. And we can also see that the maximum percentage of the source of carbon monoxide is from our vehicular exhaust. So, we must be very cautious to pull vehicles whenever we move from one place to another. And the physical properties are very simple as given in this table. I have given the molecular mass, density, melting point and boiling point. And the chemical properties are very huge in number. Carbon monoxide is also used in research work to that extent that it can act as a ligand to form number of complexes. But the most prominent one which I wanted to discuss here, it is the conversion of carbon monoxide into carbon dioxide. So, as I said previously that when carbon monoxide reacts with oxygen, it will be completely converted into carbon dioxide. Now, the topic of interest is carbon monoxide for me today is the reason is it is an invisible killer. So, why do we call this carbon monoxide as an invisible killer? Carbon monoxide we cannot see the carbon monoxide, we cannot smell the carbon monoxide and nor we cannot hear any sound. Just the only thing which we can do is to stop the carbon monoxide poisoning is to stop the production of the carbon monoxide. And what are the signs which we will sense when we inhale carbon monoxide? So, we will have headache, we will have dizziness, then we will have unconsciousness. So, the percentage of the carbon monoxide intake will decide what symptoms we are going to have. And if the percentage of intake is less than 10, then we will not have any symptoms. But if it above 10, then we will have headache, and you can see that if it is greater than 51, and even it will cause death in human beings. How does this carbon monoxide act so that it is very fatal to human beings? As we know that the mechanism of our respiration is the intake of oxygen and giving out of carbon dioxide, and this work is smoothly done by our hemoglobin. Hemoglobin will accept our oxygen and will form oxyhemoglobin. It is transported to the cell, then it will leave the oxygen over there, take the carbon dioxide from the cell and give it back outside. So this process is happening every time, every second in our life. What happens when this carbon monoxide enters the stream? Carbon monoxide has more affinity for hemoglobin. You can see that I have highlighted it is 200 times greater affinity here hemoglobin has towards carbon monoxide. So this carbon monoxide, once when bound to the ion, will form a very strong bond which is very difficult to release. So almost all the ion sites will be occupied by the carbon monoxide from carboxyhemoglobin, so that it's very difficult to remove the carbon monoxide and then we will have asphyxia. Now, according to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, they have given some suggestions. They have found out that hundreds of people in US generally die of this carbon monoxide poisoning, and more than 20,000 people visit the emergency room and 4,000 are hospitalized due to this carbon monoxide poisoning. In 2022, they have found that 1,244 people in US they are died due to carbon monoxide poisoning, and out of this 624 were accidental and 579 were suicidal. And this case study is from India. We have seen often in the newspaper that people who enter deep into the well to clean the well, or people who enter to the septic tank or died due to some poisonous gas present in the septic tank. Do you know, friends, what is that gas? That is nothing but carbon monoxide. As I have mentioned previously, that carbon monoxide is formed by the incomplete combustion of carbon. As we have less amount of oxygen deep inside the well, the carbonaceous matter present over there will be converted into carbon monoxide, and the carbon monoxide level will be more high under the well in the septic tank. So people who enter the septic tank to clean the septic tank must be very cautious. Similarly, deaths have been reported about the percentage of carbon monoxide in the car which is and AC. We must be very careful of the air condition that is fitted in our car. That lot of cases have been reported in India, and in foreign also they have reported in Pennsylvania. 3 people died out of one daughter, and a father and a mother, they died because of this carbon monoxide poisoning. And they found that they thought that the furnace present in the house is responsible for that, but later they found that that is due to the blast that has occurred in the coal mines, that is around 400 meters away from their home. And how to prevent this carbon monoxide poisoning? There are few rules which we must follow to prevent this carbon monoxide poisoning. We should have our furnace, our water heater, or any other burning appliances serviced every year, and we must not use any portable flameless chemical heaters indoors. And we should have chimney checked and cleaned every year, and make sure your fireplace damper is opened. And your appliances must be aerated. It must be kept near your doors or near the windows. And I hope this module is very useful to you. I thank you for watching this module, and after listening to this module, we must be aware of the carbon monoxide poisoning. Thank you.